Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent. I got a bomb of a show for you today. An absolute bomb. We kick off with this, right? So, US lawyer on SEC lawsuit against Ripple over the sale of XRP. He reckons this is war. And he reckons that no one's going to give an inch. And this is going to drag on for a while. And then people that read this are like, oh my god, is that really happening? Relax, everybody. This is one man's opinion. Now, let's go over what he says, right? So he reckons this, right? He reckons neither side seem to be willing to give an inch. Not true. They are already in discussion. The deposition of Will Hinman, the SEC former director of the Division Corporations Finance, apparently has already happened. Reportedly on July 27, even though it was originally scheduled for June 30. Don't know what he's on about there because it was rescheduled a whole bunch of times. He believes that Ripple managed to get the names of the people who Hinman spoke and what was said prior to his famous speech on June 2018, and that Ripple must currently be interviewing those people, supposedly. He doesn't think a settlement is coming anytime soon in its war between the SEC and Ripple, which means that we should settle in for the long haul. Whichever party loses will appeal the decision. Now, I can appreciate his points. I can appreciate what he's saying. But, I mean, your statements are a little bit flawed. Now, on the William Hinman thing, where's Ripple's... Ripple hasn't filed what they were meant to file if this actually did happen. In regards to there being delays, yeah, sure, there have been delays. Now, in regards to the 2018 and discussions that have been had and the interviews that have been taking place, I mean, speculative, right? And we don't know, neither does he, like who Ripple was interviewing or not. And then from another point as well, about it being war, I don't think so. And the reason why I don't think so is because it is not in the SEC's best interest to drag this out. It is not, because they have a weak case. So I appreciate the points. Would love to know your thoughts on those points. I don't think it's war at all. I think this is going to be a very nice settlement heading our ways before we expect. Before anybody expects. Now, Brad Garlinghouse lawyers filed requests for the Binance documents in international challenge to the SEC lawsuit. So the offers and sales of the SEC challenges did not occur in the country and are not subject to the law, and the SEC has invoked in this case, so said the legal team. Now, it's interesting. I think it's more than fair what Brad Garlinghouse is doing. So Mr. Garlinghouse seeks foreign discovery on the basis of his good faith belief that Binance Holdings possesses unique documents and information concerning this case, and specifically concerning the process by which transaction XRP allegedly conducted by Mr. Garlinghouse on foreign digital asset trading platforms were conducted. That's probably the key aspect here. And also, they want to know whether, the SEC had discussions with Binance about whether, Ripple was the XRP token was a security, if Binance had asked whether it was security or not. So very, very interesting, where this is going and what kind of steps are being taken. Now, the Ripple drop, digital acceleration, developer communities, and the US policy. 3-minute article. And basically what it talks about here is, in this first Ripple drop for 2021, we explored the power of RippleNet to transform business, how Ripple X is contributing to the XRPL community, and the latest on US crypto regulations. So great to check out. Doesn't go for very long, but it is on the Ripple.com website under Insights. And do check these out because they put in a lot of effort into these and they are really, really good. I also wanted to touch base and bring up something that happened back in February this year, which is Ripple's data engineers are getting ready and expanding for higher frequencies. So they're getting the pipeline source code ready for bigger transactions, faster speeds, and essentially making the highway bigger. And what's really fascinating is that this happened back in February, which was only like 2 months after the SEC case got announced. Now, for me, what's really fascinating is that throughout this entire period, Ripple have not slowed down. They've continued to build partnerships. They've continued to develop the company, expand. Flare is launching. So, for me, it's only a matter of time until this case settles. Now, a particular article on the engineering.ripple.com is very, very fascinating. It goes quite in depth. I don't like the channel to go deep in technicals, but I know some of you really, really appreciate and really enjoy reading up about the technical aspects of the blockchain. Now, engineering.ripple.com is a great way to learn more about it. And in this particular website, it gets real technical, right? So data transformation using the data build tool, how that works. It talks about, building the future of payments with RippleNet's VP of engineering. It's a great website to learn more about the tech. Why learn more about the tech? Because it just gives you that confidence about what's going on from a technical perspective, not from a price perspective. We talk too much about price. What's the price? What's the next 10x coin? What's the next this? I want to make money. I want to flip money. I want to make money. It's always the same conversations, right? Wrong conversations to have. Look at the tech and then the money will flow. Amazon went 10 years without making a profit before they started to make a profit. 10 years. But they had a mission. They knew where they were going. And so patience is very, very important. Now, the American Bankers Association encourages partnerships with crypto firms in new report. Do you smell what's cooking? It's coming, right? I mean, it is only a matter of time until a much more mass adoption of cryptocurrency happens around the world. 2021 will remain, a year which will be very monumental in the history of crypto. But this year is the year where more and more partnerships, more collaboration, more firms, more institutions, superannuations, big hedge funds are coming to crypto. And so it will be a year to remember, but it takes time, right? But this year is a very crucial year for that momentum that's going to be built into 2022 and 2023 and beyond, because it is coming and it's going to come fast. And when it does, when the masses do come, they are going to come thick and fast. Now, Bitcoin bullish weekly close. Obviously, the last couple of days we've seen, three days in the red. Did everybody forget already that there were 10 days in the green? You gotta be patient, right? But we are in a bullish market. It is going to be very, very exciting to see what happens next. But look at this, right? I mean, where we're going and where we're about to go is really, 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 really exciting. Now, not XRP related, but Ethereum hard fork means lower gas fees and higher ETH pricing. Now, I think that when we look at what's going on here and what is happening, and just in general, the altcoins are going to have massive runs coming up very, very soon. But this is an interesting article. If you look it up, the Ethereum hard fork means lower gas fees and higher ETH pricing. It was published on Blockworks. It is good what's coming, because I think, the altcoins are going to start to go crazy, and that's when it's going to get really, really, really exciting. Now, I found something really, really interesting over here. Now, this is the virtual 2021 Aspen Security Forum. Now, in this particular forum, there's a couple of familiar faces, right? So if we go here and we type in Brad, we can see Brad Garlinghouse will be speaking between 9:30 and 10:15. There's going to be a couple of speakers, two sides of the same coin, the promise and peril of cryptocurrency. So Brad Garlinghouse is going to be there speaking, but also, interesting, we have Gary Gensler is going to be there as well on cryptocurrencies and national securities. Now, do you think that both would be talking at the same forum if they weren't aligned, if they didn't get along? Like, you gotta understand, right? I mean, we're talking about, this is an important event, right? This isn't a small event. This is a star-studded 2-day event. And I think we're going to see some really, really interesting things come out of this security forum. And I think from 4th of August, we're actually going to start to see, the price begin to move. Because I think this is going to be a really, really important forum. And a lot of things are going to be discussed here. And I think it's really, 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 really exciting what we've got coming up. But both of them in the same forum, interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Now, infrastructure bill would simplify Bitcoin taxes for most investors. I had a couple of you guys ask me about this. What are my thoughts on this and what is happening? Look, I think that overall, anything that simplifies and makes it easier, I think it's a good thing. I think it is a bullish thing. But obviously more regulations need to happen, right? We've got over 11,000 coins out there in the market. It's ridiculous. It's too simple to make a coin. People are getting away with a lot of stuff. So I think it is bullish. Now, just as yesterday I had made the talk about Saudi Aramco, world's largest oil company denies Bitcoin mining report. So video got published a couple of hours later. This article came out. So it just goes to show again that every news has to be taken with a pinch of salt. And I did mention, third world's largest company goes into mining Bitcoin. Very, very weird, right? I mean, the time to, create mining facilities was a while back, as the third world's largest company, you'd be a little bit late to the game. So not surprised to see that, but it just goes to show, right? News is news, and anybody can go on online and create a news buzz, but you got to back it up with multiple things, not just one thing, multiple pieces of news, multiple pieces of articles, multiple people telling you, and then your own data as well. Very, very important. Now, the XRP price lacks enthusiasm and Ripple shows no sign of hope in resolution with SEC. I love FX Street. They get it wrong more times than they get it right, but it just goes to show sometimes you should just really focus on what you're good at. And I think, from a charts perspective, they can read the charts and look at what's going on here. But don't talk about things you guys don't know about. It just makes you guys look bad. But overall, a very weak article, poorly written, that... Again, if the FX Street News was the only place that you got your news from, then you would be in trouble. Let's have a look at some of the indicators and what's been going on. All right, so we begin to look at this from a technical perspective, from a daily chart perspective, right? So on the daily, we're looking at the numbers. We're sitting at 71 cents. So we're 6.41% down. A lot more down that obviously, Bitcoin, Bitcoin's like 4.90% down for the day. Although the last couple of days, it's been in the red. So it's been a couple of days in the red. And I think we've got probably till the end of today, and then we're gonna re-begin the shift to go back up. But on a daily perspective, you can look at the chart and you can see the gap there in the MACD. It is very, very bullish. When we look at the 12-hour, 12-hour has just crossed into a bearish segment. But I think we'll probably go maybe touch 69 or maybe touch a little bit lower, 67, and then come back up here and then continue our run. Of course, it does depend on how Bitcoin moves, but for all those, believers of the bear market, I think you'll be, once again, punished for your ignorance. And that's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I look at the charts, I look at the indicators, I look at the momentum, I look at the adoption of blockchain, and I think you'll be out of luck coming up in about a day or so. Now on the hourly chart, we can see here the kind of movement that we've been making and the kind of price action. So we were sitting at 77 and now we're back to 71. And like I said, I think we will touch maybe 69, 67 cents before we continue our momentum. And look, if you are new and you missed out on 52 cents a couple of about a week and a half ago, look, it's an opportunity, right? I mean, better coming in at 71 than 77, but you got to do your own homework, make sure you back it up, and it's really, really important, to get your information from all different sources and come up with your own solution and your own judgment as to why you're doing what you're doing. But it's really, really important. Now, that's on the 4-hour, and we look at the 6-hour. We're looking at the 6, and obviously we're on a bearish segment. But on the daily, you can see that movement, and that is very, very powerful. Like I said, will we see this particular line touched? I don't think we'll go as far as 64 cents. It really does depend on how confident the Bitcoin dominance is. I don't think Bitcoin's going to have much more than another day of retracing, and then we're going to kick off the party again and continue to move. Let's have a look at some drawings. Now, from a drawings perspective, when we look at this, like I said, we're finishing this formation, and then we're going to kick off and head towards the $3 mark. So this little retrace that we got going on at the moment, and then we're off with a very, very big momentum shifter. Can we have a 10x from here? Yes. Yes, we can. We can 10x from here. I've said 14, and then a nice retrace. Will it touch 16? It's a give and take, but it can definitely, you know, like through FOMO and huge momentum building, it could touch 16 and then have a hard retrace towards 8 or maybe even $7.50, right? But can we get a 10x from here? We can. We definitely can get a 10x from here. Overall, I think, you know, we're building this type of formation, and I think that's really, really important to recognize. I think, you know, this is the kind of outlook that we're going to have towards going towards the dollar. And then I showed you this before, touch down on, I think we'll touch 64, 65 cents. I don't think we'll go quite down to 59 cents in the next day or two. Then go to 90, touch 74, go to $1.10, have that nice retrace, and then $1.30. And then from there, we'll continue to push forward. So this is a sort of formation that I think we will be building. So keep an eye out for that 64, 65 cents mark, and then we'll be off into the distance. And overall, the $1.70 will be the biggest resistance that we have to hit. And once we break out of there and consolidate above the $2, then we will be ready to party and kick off what will be a fantastic summer for you guys in America, an amazing summer here in Australia, an amazing winter for you guys over there. But overall, super excited about August and everything that we've got coming up. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.